Hardy fiber cement siding is proven to withstand water, pests, and fire better than wood-based siding. And it looks better while doing it. Hardy siding has been chosen for 10 million homes and counting. See the proof at jameshardy.com.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
From 33 yards. You miss it, and the Irish have hope. It's good. And Ohio State, national champions. The longest, toughest postseason climb in the history of the sport. And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop. Champions of college football.
Oh, it is done.
Oh, my gosh.
The story is written. The legends were created. How late did you stay up?
I watched every second of that
game. Did you
game.
really? I'm so proud of you.
Second. I did not even nod off.
Oh, my gosh.
One bit. In fact, I got a message on Facebook Messenger from one of our listeners, Doug Rogers.
Yes.
Obviously, you know Doug. He said, I think it's safe to go to bed.
Oh, wow.
And that was probably third quarter, maybe before the third, maybe at halftime. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm staying up. And I'm glad I did, because there was a little bit of a nail biter for a second.
Yeah, I never felt worried.
I did, because Charlie did. Charlie was like, he was kind of like losing it for a second. Not losing it in a bad way, but in a fan way. You know, like, what are we doing here? You know, our defense was kind of losing a little bit of steam. And there was a little bit of worry that I saw across his face. And then that started to make me panic.
Oh, jeez.
But, oh, boy. It was beautiful.
You know, that first drive by Notre Dame, 18 plays or whatever it was.
It took nearly the whole first quarter.
I know. And I'm like, okay, so they're going to play like, I wonder if they can't play like this the whole game, because like every time Riley ran the ball, he got up slower and seemed to be grimacing. And I'm like, he's getting beat up pretty good on this drive. If he does this, he's not going to make it to halftime if he keeps doing this.
Yeah.
And obviously that slowed that you could just tell he was getting hit pretty hard many times. But I'm always kind of, the nerves are there at the very beginning of the game. But after that touchdown, and then we just touchdown, I was like, okay, yeah, our line's winning on both sides of the ball, and they may score some more points, but I felt like we were going to take it. And yeah, it did get a little odd, but it was funny because I almost texted you at halftime because it was 21-7.
Yes,
and I was going to say, well, they're up by 14, not 17. So they get the ball, maybe they'll score on the first drive of the third quarter, and then you can go to bed. And I thought, she probably already went to bed.
No,
I wish I would have texted you.
Not at all. I almost texted you a couple times too, and then I was like,
I just thought, sure, you'd have been in bed, or I would have.
How about Will frickin' Howard?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It just incredible. Yeah. Incredible.
He will be playing in the NFL, I do believe.
Yeah.
He's going to get his chance anyway. He's definitely going to get drafted after this season, for sure.
All those kids were amazing last night. Every single one of them.
Quinshon Judkins was on a mission last night.
Okay. Who's number one that keeps committing fouls?
Igbenasson.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That kid. It kind of made me laugh a little bit, because it's almost like, all right, like, you keep doing the same thing.
I mean, and some of them I'm like, dude, look at you, what you're doing.
You know you're not supposed to do that.
And especially when you're so much faster than him, it's like, you're right with him. It's not like he's outrunning you and you're mugging the guy. The NFL can see that, right? They can see that. So
okay, one thing I will say, because it was a glorious night. Okay, I'm not at all, but I will say, why did we need Travis Scott there? Why we had two beautiful marching bands. I
heard that.
Yeah,
my son was saying that last night.
I was like, I'd rather see these kids. Like, this is a college national championship game. We don't, no offense to Travis Scott. He may be the greatest performer in the entire world. I don't know.
He may not.
I have no idea. And I didn't watch any of it, but I was
all taped.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have rather seen the marching bands. That's kind of what we're there for, right? To see the college kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, no hate. Whatever. Travis Scott, good on you. I will tell you that Coco Jones, who sang the national anthem, was incredible.
Yeah, she did a great job.
child, do you not feel a breeze right up that tiny little skirt? That was the shortest skirt I've ever seen, but she, oh my gosh, was incredible. It was a great national anthem. The whole thing, front to back, applause.
Yes.
And I even give Travis Scott applause, but I don't know why. Why? You didn't need to pay for that. You didn't need to pay for any of that. You have the college marching bands there.
Well, we're going to talk more about this. Jeff Logan predicted the exact score.
Do you believe it?
The exact score.
He came in so strong during the playoffs and now the national championship.
Yeah.
That man won every prediction, the last four, right?
Yeah, the entire playoffs.
Yep.
It's like the Michigan game woke him up.
Yes.
Like it did the team.
How are you doing caffeine-wise? Are you good?
Oh, yeah. I took a 3-hour nap yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine.
Okay, so I'm the only sleep-deprived one in the room. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? I'm on my third cup of coffee. I will say I might be a little jittery, but, man, I am in it. I'm in it.
Well, we're going to hopefully, I don't know how late Jeff was celebrating last night, but hopefully get him on the phone maybe for a couple of minutes coming up this morning. We do have a concert announcement at 10 a.m. We'll tell you who that is and give away tickets. We have another one coming up at noon as well that's just enormous. So, just stick with us all day. Morning Blitz trivia right now, $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff if you're the first one to text in the correct answer. This hit me hard, Kelly. Guitarist John Sykes, S-Y-K-E-S, John Sykes, passed away at the age of 65. John was part of two big bands. One was Thin Lizzy, and the other was a huge 80s rock band. Tell us who that 80s rock band was. If you're the first one to do so, you will get the gift card. Shine down on the Morning Blitz. It is 6:23. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. Our Morning Blitz trivia question. John Sykes, guitar player, passed away at the age of 65. In the early 80s, he spent a couple years with Thin Lizzy, and then he joined what 80s rock band? And that was the question. And the answer is Whitesnake. So, and you know, it's funny. I've talked about this before. David Coverdale, the singer of Whitesnake, two great albums back to back. And then he got rid of everybody who made them and hired all these guys to go on tour and be on MTV, that, you know, long, pretty hair and all of that stuff. And that's fine. I mean, they're, you know, all great musicians. But John Sykes wrote, like, some of the best Whitesnake songs they ever put out. I mean, he did almost everything on the self-titled album, which, of course, included... Yeah, so that's his riff right there. That's John Sykes.
Nice.
Yep. He did the ballad from that album.
This is love that I'm feeling. Is this the love?
The one song on that album he didn't do was Here I Go Again, because that was actually on their 1982 album and was re-released on this album. For some reason, just didn't take off in 82, but in 87 it did. Going to the Slide It In album, he was on there too. This was one of those songs I had my cassette on record, ready to catch when it came on the radio. I was trying to get this one so bad. Yeah, and again, the self-titled album, a lot of stuff there. Yeah, he did some pretty good stuff.
Man, I'll say.
Yeah, he did some
so
good stuff, man. Yeah, Give Me All Your Lovin' on that album.
My gosh.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure he did very well on royalties through his life, but yeah, like 9 tracks. There were 9 tracks on this album. He did 7 of them, and this was like their just monster album, multi-platinum. You know. Yeah, he was 65. Just lost his battle with cancer. But pretty good stuff, man. David Coverdale said he was an amazing guitar player. He said our musical chemistry was great, but it didn't work personally, was David Coverdale's quote.
Okay.
I'm like, you mean he didn't work for the videos? Or, man, MTV made you do, you know, they just I don't know, man. It became different. I think that's what brought on the...
Stay warm and save every day. All in the Kroger app. Get 10 for $10 on select varieties of Kroger pasta, Starkist tuna pouches, or Powerade. Then get flavorful fresh Heritage Farm chicken, split breast, drumsticks, or thighs for $1.49 a pound, all with your card. Shop these deals at your local Kroger, less than 5 miles away. Or tap the screen now to download the Kroger app to save big today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Prices and product availability subject to change. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Glam metal was because, that was such a big thing on MTV at the time. So the answer was Whitesnake. And gotta say congratulations to Zach from Grove City. He was the first one to text in the correct answer. So Zach scores $25 to go over and shop at waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
It is 6:39 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. Man, so much going on. There's probably so much somethings we could have had this morning.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But what did you go with?
Well, I went with the Black Eyed Peas, who have canceled their Las Vegas residency due to, quote, current circumstances. And that's all they said. Like, what are current circumstances? Are the current circumstances that you're trying to perform without Fergie? Is that the current circumstances?
I didn't think
You're not
of that.
selling tickets? Is that what it is? Anyway, it's a 4-member group now comprised of rappers will.i.am, Apple D. App, Taboo, and singer J. Ray Soul. So they announced this decision on Instagram stories and that ticket providers will issue full refunds automatically. All right, so whatever. Probably none of us are going to the Black Eyed Peas residency, so we don't need to worry about it. However, one thing I found interesting was the Black Eyed Peas called their fans Peabodies, which that's okay, whatever. But I was like, what's the worst name for a fandom? Like, there are a ton of fandoms out there with names like the Beehive, Swifties, Beliebers, Maggots for Slipknot, Parrot Heads. We've got Fanalos.
Manson are the Spooky Kids.
The Spooky Kids, okay.
Yeah, from Marilyn Manson.
I found a couple that I thought were particularly terrible. Now, a couple cute ones. Eyelashes for Billie Eilish. It's super cute, right?
Okay.
The Killers, their fans are called Victims. I thought that was fun. That was good.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston fans are called Nippians. Like nipple, but Nippians. Apparently, her nickname growing up was Nippy.
Oh, really?
I don't know why, but do not ever call me a Nippian, okay? No. And then, maybe the worst, there's a singer-songwriter named Ava Max.
Yeah.
And her fans call themselves Maxi Pads.
Okay.
So that kind of cracked me up. But anyway, I don't know. If you want to text any particularly good ones at 99-700, I'd love to hear them.
Kelly hates this song, by the way.
I
I didn't even know Fergie wasn't with them anymore. Not that I don't follow them.
She
so.
left like 6-7 years ago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. No, I don't really keep up with Black Eyed Peas either. I was sort of reading up on it this morning when I saw this story.
I mean, I know she did, I thought I saw where she did a couple solo things.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't realize she wasn't with the group anymore because I thought they all did, stuff on the side. had no idea.
Brandon said, don't forget about the Juggalos. Never.
Oh,
We'll
the
never forget about the
Juggalos,
Juggalos, of
World
course.
famous.
Dustin mentioned the Juggalos as well.
All right.
So yeah, anyway, I'm just thinking, what are the worst fandom names? Like, here's one I hate. Can I tell you? And you're one of them, but I will never call you this.
What?
Game of Thrones fans are called Thronies. That's so stupid.
Oh, that is stupid.
Come up with something better. You have an entire epic saga that you could pick from, and you picked Thronies?
Really?
I'm disappointed in you, Game of Thrones fans.
That is pathetic for a great show like that.
No, it could have been anything.
It could have been the Dragons.
Yeah,
You know?
come on.
White Walkers?
Nick says Ice Nine Kills fans are psychos.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
it. All right. Anyway, go ahead. What do you have?
All right. Kelly, so when somebody says they need to use the bathroom, has it ever made you feel the urge to have to go to the bathroom?
I have to go right now.
Because
Now
I
that you
said
mention it. Because you said it.
Look at that.
I literally could go right now. Yes.
And it's like if I'd yawned.
Yeah.
Then, sometimes people will yawn. They say yawning's contagious. Well,
it's because it's all of a sudden you're so in tune to your own system.
Right.
At that moment.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, peeing is contagious. Researchers in Japan notice that chimpanzees do it too. If one chimp pees, other chimps nearby are more likely to go in succession.
Yeah.
And they watched 20 chimps for more than 600 hours, and you thought your job sucked. And they tracked how often they peed within 60 seconds of each other. And it turned out it happened a lot. And social rank made a difference. They were even more likely to follow suit after a dominant chimp in the group peed.
Okay.
So boss went, so we're all going to go.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah. Guess it's time to go.
Yeah. So their two main theories are that all the collective urine might help keep predators away, or that it could just be a bonding thing with the chimpanzees. And they compared it to how people, especially women, will sometimes, get together and go to the bathroom. They, two or three girls will go, hey, let's go to the bathroom.
That's more just to talk crap about the other people you're with.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's a bonding thing.
Yes.
In humans, we know that our decision, this is a quote from them, in humans, we know that our decision to urinate is influenced by social contexts that lead us to urinate simultaneously with others. And they think chimps might do it I keep saying chimpanzees might do it for the same reason, to promote social bonding.
How about that?
Let's all pee together.
I like it. I can see that happening, though. Yeah, especially if there's only one bathroom and then somebody gets up to use it, you're like, oh my gosh, the bathroom's taken. I think I really have to go now.
That's great.
Can I just say one fan name that I love? This corn fans are called Colonels. That's so cute.
That makes it cute. I don't know if they were going.
I don't think I've ever heard that. In all these years listening to Korn, how have I never heard that the fandom is called the Colonels?
Who comes up with those? Is it the band or is it the fans that come up?
It's the fans. They organize and then they come up with a great name for themselves.
Except for the Thronies, who did not come up with a great name. Oh, that makes me so mad. I'm going to change it. We have to change that.
Let's start a movement.
How do we overtake that? Godsmack on the Morning Blitz. It is Kelly Quinn and
Are Godsmack fans called Smackaroos?
Smackaroos? I don't think so.
Smackaroos. I kind of like it.
Where in the world? No, not at all. I guess they could be, and I don't know it. I didn't know about half of those.
Somebody texted in Green Day fans are called Idiot Nation. That makes sense.
Idiot Nation.
Tim says anyone married to my ex-wife is called The Walking Dead. James reminded us that My Little Pony fans are called Bronies.
If they're guys.
Bronies.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. I wanted to mention this real quick. Your iPhone, Kelly, knows exactly how to do your laundry. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
so the tags on your clothes.
Yes.
They have those little symbols. Have you seen those little?
Yes.
Those little symbols.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Here, listen to this.
So the laundry care instructions that are on every tag that a piece of clothing has with the symbols on them? I don't know what the symbols mean. Fun fact, every iPhone with iOS 17 or later has a decoder built in for those symbols. So all you have to do is find a tag and just take a picture of that tag. Then visit the photo of the tag on your iPhone, and if you wait a few seconds, that I button in the middle turns into a laundry machine because it has recognized the laundry tag symbols in the picture. So click laundry care. It's decoded and told you all the things you need to know about that exact garment. It even works on symbols that aren't even on a tag.
Okay, though, hot take, I never look at the tag. I don't care. I throw all my laundry in together. I wash it on either medium hot or hot.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Throw it all in the dryer, unless it's wool. That is how I do laundry. There is no need to even look for a tag or go through all that rigmarole with your iPhone.
Okay, hold on. So, brand new clothes?
Everything.
You're going to wash brand new clothes with all your other clothes on hot.
Well, hot, or if I don't feel like pressing the button to go to hot, it'll just stay at like a medium hot.
Doesn't matter the colors?
Matters not the color. It doesn't matter the age of the clothing.
Okay,
it doesn't matter if it's underwear and bras. It doesn't matter. It all goes in a giant pile together, and it always comes out fine.
Really? So have you ever bought something red and washed it in hot water with something white?
Yeah.
And no problem?
No, you can't do that.
Okay, all right.
That's one thing you can't do.
Okay, that's why I was
you found the one glitch in my system.
When you said hot water, I'm like, everything?
You can't do a brand new red, but once that red thing has gone through the laundry 4 or 5 times, you're good. You're good.
Well, I find it funny that this guy's going to get out his phone, take a picture of this, and all you got to do is, well, I know you don't, but you can just read the label. The label tells you, wash cold water only, dry.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
So the iPhone's doing things we do not need it to do.
No. I don't know why. I mean, I guess maybe if you can't read and the symbols will tell you, but I mean, it'll tell you it's like usually right above the symbols. It says, tumble dry low, wash cold water.
Charlie has a laundry basket and I have a laundry basket. I usually pull my basket out, dump his basket on top, his clothes on top of mine, go down to the washer and dump them all in together. Same temperature. Wow. And then they all, depending, if it's too big of a load, you can't dry them together because then everything comes out wrinkly, but I dry them all together. Everything comes out fine. It is an easy process. There is no need to separate your clothing unless it's a brand new red item, which you're exactly right, Thick. That does bleed.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, Ohio State University police are looking into a post-natty celebration on the field at the Horseshoe last night. Authorities say a few hundred fans broke into Ohio Stadium, ran onto the field after the Buckeyes beat Notre Dame, and they just celebrated the crap out of that win. Now, listen. A few hundred?
Oh, that was organized.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So, let them live. No harm, no foul. They didn't destroy anything. Nobody got hurt. In the words
ran around celebrating.
Yeah, ran around celebrating. Returning to the White House after a 4-year absence, President Trump ushered in what he called the golden age of America.
From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer.
He took the opportunity to remember the assassination attempt, which nearly took his life.
I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
So President Trump promised to sign a flurry of executive orders on day one, and indeed he did. Here are a few highlights in no particular order. He declared an emergency at the southern border. He revoked a Biden mandate that federal workers must be vaccinated with the COVID vaccine. Trump has promised to reinstate the 8,000 military service members who were discharged due to the Pentagon's COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay.
Wow.
He signed a document mandating federal workers return to the office and not to work from home anymore. Trump issued pardons for nearly 1,600 of his supporters, whom he calls hostages, who were arrested in the riot at the U.S. Capitol back in 2021.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon. Yes. Full pardon.
He signed a directive postponing the implementation of a law banning TikTok. So for 75 days, and we've got a little reprieve there with this TikTok issue. Trump issued an executive order declaring that the U.S. will only recognize, quote, 2 sexes, male and female. These sexes are not changeable and are grounded in fundamental and incontrovertible reality, end quote. He directed the Secretary of the Interior to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America and to change the name of Alaska's Mount Denali back to Mount McKinley.
He was being serious? I thought he was just kind of joking when he said he was going to change the Gulf.
He was being serious.
Okay.
He signed a directive asking every U.S. federal department and agency to address the cost of living for Americans. This was not an executive order, but he did ask agencies to look at lowering the costs of housing, health care, and key household items, groceries, and fuel. And he says he wants a report in 30 days. Now, during the inauguration, a major technical glitch turned into an unforgettable moment when Carrie Underwood, who was set to perform America the Beautiful, was waiting for her music to start, which it did, and then it stopped.
Yeah, like a split second.
Yeah, and then there was a very uncomfortable period of silence as she waited for whomever was in charge of the music to get it together. And then she just went a cappella.
You know the words, help me out here. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
Oh, they all started singing along with her.
Yeah, it was a really memorable rendition of the song, turned into a sing-along, and boy, she really made lemonade out of lemons with that one.
I heard she kind of maybe threw a fit afterwards.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
She was upset about that, but more so how she was treated because she didn't get a prominent spot to sing the song like the people in the past. But in the past, they were outside at the what you call it? They were always outside. The mall.
Yeah.
And so, there was always so much more space. And
now, where did you hear this?
I just read it this morning that somebody backstage, where she went backstage, reported that.
So if somebody wants to crap on Carrie Underwood's nice moment yesterday.
They didn't say she was like angry. They said she threw a little hissy fit were the words I read.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, that doesn't make it true. That's just what was reported.
Right.
I don't know.
I thought it was a neat moment. It was quite a long day. I kept thinking when I was watching everybody sitting there before the swearing-in ceremony, I'm like, you have the longest day ahead of you.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how.
I mean, you're in gorgeous, I don't know if they change clothing or whatever, but, and then, okay, I'll end the news here, but I'll just say that everybody was talking about Lauren Sanchez's outfit.
Cleavage.
Yeah, the lingerie-ish.
Or not Elon, but Zuckerberg getting a good stare at it.
Oh, he did?
Oh, you haven't seen that video?
Did Jeff Bezos see Mark Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg is looking at Bezos. Lauren's in between the two of them. And Zuckerberg, you see him stare right down at her chest and then right back up smiling.
It is like a vortex. You can't help it. You cannot help it. You can't fault Mark Zuckerberg. They were staring him right in the face.
They were. And there were two things that were the talk of the day, were her boobs and Melania's hat.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Today's show is brought to you by the Lauren Sanchez Lingerie Collection. What's the point if you can't show it off?
Well,
well, she's got it, and she's certainly flaunted it yesterday. It was a very odd choice for a presidential inauguration to wear basically a bra. But
under a coat,
she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from her. And it looks like Mark Zuckerberg did get quite the look.
Kelly got to see the video. Right there, he's talking to Bezos, looking at Bezos, and looks down at her chest and looks back up and smiles.
This poor Zuckerberg was sucked straight into a riptide there. A riptide of boobs.
What?
And then he looked up and I don't know, giggled or smiled. I don't know if somebody said something funny or he laughed because he got busted looking at her tatas.
And what was the thing with Billy Ray Cyrus? Did you catch any of that?
I did not. I didn't see anything with Billy Ray Cyrus. What happened?
Well, he was at the Liberty Ball.
Okay.
And he was, I don't know if he was supposed to perform or, because he just seemed so unprepared when he got up. Here, just listen to some of this.
I'm going to take my horse to the old town road. I'm going to ride till I can't no more.
What is this?
Y'all can put your hands together now like that. If you encourage about, keep going. They told me to kill as much time as possible. So, does anybody know the words to Achy Breaky Heart while I'm here?
Oh.
I'll try a little bit. Let's see what happens. Hey, is my guitar still on? I think they cut me off.
Oh, I hope so.
The Independent calls it an epic disaster of a performance by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Well, he said they told him to use up as much time as he could, so I'm guessing he wasn't prepared for that.
This headline says Billy Ray Cyrus appears to be escorted off stage.
I turned my guitar off, he said. You need to turn your mic and everything off, dude. That was...
The Daily Beast says Billy Ray Cyrus's disturbing meltdown kicks off inauguration balls.
Oh, my gosh.
Was there a meltdown as well? That's crazy.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that sounds like somebody who's had a lot of whiskey.
Yes.
And is just like, hey, let's just see what happens. I'm used to being on stage. I'm sure I can handle it.
Let me call Miley and get her on the phone. We'll have her sing with us over the phone. I don't know. Soundgarden on the Morning Blitz. It is 7:23. That's Kelly Quinn, Dick Rick, fresh off of a national championship victory. So proud of Kelly. She stayed up for the entire game, you guys.
Every
Unbelievable.
single second of it.
We're going to get into that coming up here in just a few minutes. I did want to go over some things here, Kelly. Going to test you here.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I don't like a test. I'm already nervous.
Presidential inauguration, fact or fiction?
crap.
You don't have to be right. I would have probably missed most of these.
Okay.
I would have had no idea.
right.
I would have been guessing. All right. Inauguration Day used to be on July 4th. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. It used to be in March.
Yes, it started on March 4th with George Washington, and that became the official day until the 20th Amendment moved the day to January 20th, closer to the start of a new Congress.
Okay.
So, see, you didn't
boy.
even guess. You knew it.
I'm starting out strong. It does not bode well for the rest.
George Washington had to borrow money to travel to New York City for his first inauguration.
Oh, I might as well just say fact.
Yes.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You know what? I got to get the bell and stuff out here for this. Kelly's like, she's on it. 2 for 2 so far. All right. There we go. All right. George Washington is the only president to have been inaugurated in 2 separate cities.
Oh, golly. Let's see. He was it New York? I'll say fiction.
Oh,
shoot.
No, he was. Yes, New York and Philadelphia.
Oh, New York and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, I need to bone up on my Washington facts.
George Washington decided to rhyme his inaugural speech, and it went over so bad that it is now illegal to do so.
No way. I'm going to say fact.
I thought you just said no way.
No way. Fiction.
Okay.
I only changed it because I saw your face.
His inaugural speech was the shortest speech on record, 133 words, less than 2 minutes long. Can you imagine?
Oh, there was a from. Did it have the word Nantucket in it?
There was an old man from Nantucket, right? All right, one more on George Washington. George Washington began the tradition of walking Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House following inauguration.
I'm going to say fact. Darn it.
Actually, it was Jimmy Carter who started that tradition.
Carter?
Yeah,
Oh,
1977.
how about that?
So it hadn't been around that long.
Okay.
Let's see. Thomas Jefferson walked to and from his first inauguration.
Fact.
Yes, he did. Ronald Reagan holds the record for the warmest and coldest inaugurations.
Oh, I'm going to say fact.
Yes. 55 degrees in his first one in 81 and 7 degrees in 85 the second time around. It was so cold at Ulysses S. Grant's inauguration that the celebratory canaries dropped dead.
No kidding. I'm going to say fact.
Yeah. Because, how could you make that up,
yes,
right?
That's too good.
Yeah, it was 16 degrees and high winds, and they had these celebratory canaries, and they all fell to their death. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it is. All right. Fact or fiction? Francis Scott Key gave his inaugural speech during bad weather, and a month later he was dead from pneumonia, making his the shortest presidency on record.
Okay, Francis Scott Key was never a president.
Okay,
so
that
that's...
statement is correct. So you were going to say that's false.
Was
fiction.
it Harrison?
Yes.
Yes.
Look at you.
Thank you.
William Henry Harrison. See, you're smart.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
really guessing at most of these.
And fact or fiction, William Henry Harrison delivered the longest inauguration speech in 1841.
Fact.
That is true. It lasted more than 2 hours. He did the speech in the cold and then died of pneumonia or typhoid fever a month later.
Holy cow, man.
How about that? I already told you George delivered the shortest. Let's see. When Andrew Johnson was inaugurated as vice president in 1865, he was totally drunk.
It feels like the vibe back then. I'm going to say fact.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Well, he was ill from typhoid fever, and he drank whiskey to numb the pain, except he overdid it and ended up slurring his way all the way through the oath. So... the first presidential inauguration to be photographed happened in 1922.
Oh,
that's kind of very vague.
Fiction.
You got it right.
Yes.
That's great.
I feel like they have those real old, weird photos back in the 1800s. We might have gotten a picture back then.
James Buchanan in 1857 was the first. Abraham Lincoln took an inauguration photo standing near John Wilkes Booth, his future assassin.
Oh, that can't be, can it? I'm going to say fact.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Wow.
That is crazy, man. Let's see. Before Donald Trump, the only presidents to skip their successor's inauguration was a father and son combo.
Wait. The Bushes?
So,
father, son?
No, just fact or fiction.
Oh.
Before Trump, because he skipped Biden's inauguration.
Okay, yeah.
And before that, the only other president to skip their successor's inauguration was a father and son combo. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. Fact.
It's fiction. Or it's fact, I'm sorry. It was John Adams skipping Thomas Jefferson's inauguration in 1801. Then his son, John Quincy Adams, boycotted Andrew Jackson's inauguration 28 years later.
How about that?
And there is your presidential inauguration, fact or fiction.
From 33 yards. You miss it, and the Irish have hope. It's good. And Ohio State, national champions. The longest, toughest postseason climb in the history of the sport. And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop. Champions of college football.
Glorious night.
Beautiful.
Glorious. It's Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, and we are joined right now by the man who told us, Kelly, what the exact score of this game was right, and he was 100% correct. He is, of course, Hall of Fame Buckeye legend. Jeff Logan, how are you this morning, sir?
I am terrific, boy. What a celebration this is for Ohio State to take the longest season in the history of college football and really come from the ashes of really embarrassment at the end of the regular season and turn it into one of the best celebrations in Ohio State football history.
Yes or no, Jeff Logan, were you one of these several hundred people who broke into Ohio Stadium last night and danced on the field?
Oh, my, I didn't hear about that.
Yes.
How about that?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say there was all kinds of notices out there that Columbus police and University police were standing guard and ready for that celebration and everything. And I thought, the best thing about it is when it's minus 15 outside,
yes.
People may want to go out and do something, but it's certainly not going to last very long.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you just said about the Buckeye season, it paralleled your season of predictions.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I got hot at the end, and nobody knew really what to expect in this first ever 12-team playoff, and it's a little bit like the NFL that during the regular season you want to be one of the top 12. Obviously, you got to get into the top 12 to be able to compete for the national championship, but you want to be playing your best football at the end of the season. So. That takes a little bit away from some of the rivalry things that go on during the regular season. If you can just simply take care of business, and nobody had a harder road than Ohio State when you look at the matchups of teams that they had to play. I want to say that we beat 5 or 6 top 5 matchups here at the end of the season. So, or throughout the entire season, including the end. So really proud of what these young men have done.
If I recall, I thought they said last night that we had beaten the most top 5 teams in one season in history of college football.
And I think that's really interesting because I got a bulletin for you. Not that we want to not enjoy this one, but come August of 2025, when Ohio State's season opens, it'll be against Texas, and Arch Manning will be coming to Columbus, Ohio to lead the Texas Longhorns, and that may be a 1 versus 2 matchup to get the season started in 2025. Holy cow.
Let's go. I'm ready right now.
Well, let's enjoy this for a little bit, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was fantastic. I just, Jeff, Kelly Quinn stayed up for the whole game.
The whole game, Jeff.
Right. It's funny, Kelly, because we're up, 31-7, and my daughter says, Dad, don't text Kelly and tell her it's time to go to bed. This thing isn't over yet.
I almost texted you. I almost did. Was there ever a point there in the 3rd/4th quarter that you thought, we might lose? There's a chance?
No, I never really felt that way, and part of it was because of the fact that it was a 16.2 score margin that they had to have not only touchdowns, but they had to convert 2-point conversions. Now, give Notre Dame a lot of credit because they were able to put the ball in the end zone and execute perfectly 2 of their 2-point conversions to really make it interesting in the end. But when it really came down to it, when number 4, when Jeremiah Smith got lined up on the outside and they went into man coverage, I told everybody in my house, I said, watch out, this is going to 4 deep. And they threw the long ball, and that was the dagger that ended the game for Notre Dame.
Yeah. That was great. When they talked to Marcus Freeman at halftime, I felt bad for him. He said, well, we played man-to-man, and they kept converting, and so we switched and played some zone, and, well, they kept converting, so we got to fix some things. I'm just thinking, you have a lot to fix.
Yeah, Vic, at one point, and I want to say in the first half, Ohio State was 8 out of 9 on third down conversions.
Yes.
And, Notre Dame was number 1 in the country in stopping teams on third downs, getting off the field, their defense. They were only giving up, I want to say, like 27%, yet Ohio State was nearly perfect in third down conversions. So, those are game winners. Those are the kinds of things that you're going to do if you're going to wear that title. You've got to be able to do the right things during the game, and Ohio State absolutely executed when they needed to throughout the game.
Before we let you go, I was just curious regarding the playoff and the format and everything. Is there something you would like to see differently?
Yeah, I think what will be tweaked is that, and this is going to take a little bit away from the conference championships, that they ought to do it like the NCAA basketball tournament does. If you win your league championship game, then you get an automatic berth into the College Football Hall of Fame or College Football Playoff. But what you don't get is an automatic bye. You don't get one of those top 4 seeds. So I think that's what will occur in 2025, and there was a little bit of a meeting of the presidents and the athletic directors in Atlanta to talk about this, and I think that'll be one of the adjustments we'll see in 2025.
All right, well, thanks. It has been a pleasure all season. It was up and down and then way, way up, and was so happy to have you along. Enjoy the off season, play some golf, enjoy, and we'll get back into it in August.
All right, well, guys, it's been a wonderful ride this year, and a lot of thanks to all the family down at NABCO. You guys are absolutely awesome, and it's been a long run that we've been together, and I look forward to the future. Thanks.
Love you, Jeff Logan.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
See you. Have a good one. The legend, the Hall of Fame legend right there. I did get a big kick out of Kirk Herbstreit. Kelly, he got emotional, because I don't know, people have not been too happy with Kirk Buckeye fans because he's got to be objective. I mean, he's doing football on national TV.
A guy who bends over backwards to prove that he's not a homer. That guy? Is that who you're talking about? Okay.
He got emotional.
I'm a little emotional. I'm just fired up for these guys. When I call these games, I'm incredibly objective. And I love all these Ohio State teams, but this team, because of what they went through, to get to this point, you're just happy,
What?
Don't break your arm patting yourself on the back there, Kirk Herbstreit. I'm incredibly objective. I'm the best. No, of course, obviously he's, Ohio State's in his heart, he played here, et cetera and so forth. I don't know. The guy's probably damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. I don't want to come down hard on the guy. Whatever. He, did a great job on the game. I'm sure it was emotional for him and all.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question one more time, and I'm never asking this question again. This will be the third time, because, again, asking it the Monday after the Michigan game probably wasn't the best time, but now I'm asking it the Tuesday after winning the national championship. And I want you to keep in mind, when we beat Michigan, Kelly, there's no confetti falling.
Yeah.
There's no stage in the middle of the field where the players get to get up on there and be interviewed on national TV and get handed a giant championship trophy. There's no parade for beating Michigan. Okay?
Yes.
So my question, one final time, you guys, you can't have both. You got to pick one. Would you rather beat Michigan or win the national championship? Stone Sour on the Morning Blitz at 7:51 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. We got a lot of OH texts this morning. I love the OH. I owe everybody. Mike said, now I'm sad. All my football is over and it's too cold to fish. Yeah, I know, Mike. It's called
basketball season.
It's called the dead zone is what it is. I'm with you, man. It's like miserable from football to fishing.
Do you not like basketball? Like Buckeye basketball?
I do, and I have actually been watching a little Buckeye basketball this year, but I'm ready to fish now.
Yeah, okay.
And so our question was, now, after winning the championship last night, I asked this because this will be the third time I've asked it. Can't have both. Got to pick one. Would you rather beat Michigan or win the national championship? Jelena said, OH, such a great day to be alive. I hope you guys have a great day and always win the national championship.
Sean says he thinks it depends on how old you are. For older fans, it's all about beating Michigan and not a natty.
Well,
that kind of makes sense to me.
It does, but I think you also have to accept the fact, because I was rooting and watching every week when it was just about beating Michigan and getting to the Rose Bowl. And the national championship was not really a consideration because it was mythical. The media just decided you were the national champion. It was about beating Michigan and going to the Rose Bowl, period. But now it's about so much more, so it's not as important anymore. I love to beat them. I hate Michigan, but it's just not as important. Dustin Rankin said national championship, not even close. And last time when we asked this, it was like 80% of the people said beat Michigan.
Yeah. Well, because in all fairness, you asked it Monday after the Michigan loss. That hurt really bad.
So that's why I couldn't wait to do this if we won it, because now that you had that feeling, and everything that went along with it, Rebecca said natty 10 out of 10 times. Buckeye Nation, baby.
Justin says that my answer will never change. The national championship all day. Only the best can win it all. Losing to the team up north just means you had a bad day. It was a fluke. Winning the natty is never a fluke.
No.
Especially now with the playoff expansion.
Oh my gosh, it seemed like it never was going to end, all those games. Eric Downs said, rather win the natty. Alex, win the natty, no question. Oh, that was the one you just read, sorry. I would rather win the national championship than beat Michigan, said the next one. It definitely sounds like it's changed. Mike said he does still prefer the win over Michigan than the trophy, because trophies only stay shiny if you keep polishing them, but bragging rights are forever. Well, we can brag forever that we were the best team in all of college football this year.
It kind of makes me chuckle a little bit when Michigan fans are like, "Oh, we still beat you." I'm like, okay, where were you last night?
Yeah, did you enjoy that?
Butt was on your couch.
I'm so glad you're happy with how your season ended.
Yeah, congrats.
Great for you
Obviously, you guys, you got the W during that, that big game.
I will tell you, it was tough, but I was rooting for Michigan over Alabama.
Yeah, I never root for Michigan.
I don't
Zero
usually.
times.
I thought, man.
If it was Michigan and Notre Dame last night, I would have been rooting for Notre Dame.
Is that right?
1,000% of the time.
It was great the way the Big Ten showed up this year. And to just see them take down another SEC team. I love that.
I still hate that we lost to Michigan. I cannot tell a lie.
Sure. Of course.
To me, I love that we won last night. It is a glorious win, and I'm going to celebrate it, and there's no buts about it.
Yeah.
So I even hate to mention it, but yeah, I do love a Michigan win.
Yeah, I know, and it still sucks that we lost to them. And we get to play them every year. That's the best thing. We get another chance at them next year. But, man, you just never know how often you're going to get into that national championship game, especially now. Now, Ben, he'd rather beat Michigan. Lonnie would rather beat Michigan. You know. John Mullen said it's got to be both.
Jeremy says Natty's nice, but if you don't beat the team up north, it's a lost season.
Man, I can't believe that. I mean,
I feel like saying it's a lost season is a lot, Jeremy. Are you sure you want to die on that hill? It's not a lost season. We did win the national championship. However, I do understand the spirit of it. That Michigan loss stings. It still stings.
Does. Yeah. And it's Jackie Stoltz just texted in. She said, first, she says, as a Michigan fan, first, let me congratulate you for an awesome game. But it does still feel good that they beat us. You know.
It does still. Oh, she's a Michigan fan. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, and that's, if the roles were reversed, that's how I'd feel. Well,
yes.
God, at least we beat Michigan.
Oh yeah, I'd be mouthing off about that all day.
So, but I just wondered where we were at with that now after winning it last night, man. That just was so great. Nathan Miller says Buckeye Lake ice fishing this weekend. Okay. Yeah, I don't do the ice fishing thing.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm done.
Sounds miserable.
It sounds like the tide has turned a little bit, Kelly. There's still some people out there that are like, nah, got to beat Michigan or that's it. But a lot more people this time said they'd rather win the Natty. I like that.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
A 4-year-old girl is dead after she was shot while sleeping in a home in Blacklick. It happened at about 4:30 this morning in the 8,000 block of Beardsley Avenue, just west of Wagoner Road. Authorities say multiple shots were fired into the home in what's being called a targeted shooting.
Of a 4-year-old?
No, I mean, it was just they meant to shoot into that particular home, is what I'm reading. The 4-year-old girl was upstairs sleeping when she was shot and killed. And they really aren't saying much else about that targeted shooting remark, Thick. So I don't know, who the target was. But several others were in the home at the time and were not injured. A potentially historic snowstorm could stretch as far south as Florida and the Gulf of Mexico. Cold weather is also affecting millions, and the governors of Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi have all declared states of emergency. The storm is expected to bring snow, ice, and freezing rain through tomorrow, making travel treacherous. Flights are being impacted left and right. In fact, you should check your flights out of John Glenn International, because if you're headed into the Gulf of America region, you may have some waiting to do or even cancellations.
Polar vortex.
American Airlines is waiving fees and posting travel alerts for roughly 40 states. Delta Airlines has a Gulf Coast winter weather advisory through Wednesday posted, while JetBlue, United, and Southwest are notifying customers of potential delays and cancellations.
Polar vortex.
If you are a Donald Trump fan, I do encourage you to visit whitehouse.gov. Have your sound up and ready to go. Now, if you don't like Donald Trump, I suppose it's a good hate watch, because when you get on this whitehouse.gov site now, it is quite a spectacle. All right, there's this dramatic music. Dramatic, okay? You see Donald Trump saluting the military. A bald eagle flying overhead. Trump signing executive orders. And when you X out of all of that, there's a picture of Donald Trump pointing outwards with the words, "America is back," and a promise that, quote, "every single day I will be fighting for you with every breath in my body. I will not rest until we've delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America."
Nothing you can do, folks.
So yes, like I said, even if you are a Trump fan or not a Trump fan, it is I guess it's in the exact spirit you'd expect from one Donald J. Trump. And those are your 3 things.
The Offspring on the Morning Blitz. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick at 8:09. By the way, we had asked the question about whether you'd rather beat Michigan or win the national championship, and I posted that over on our Blitz Facebook page, and it looks like 100% so far say win the national championship. But I had to mention this. Matt Tennant said national championship and hello from Bern, Switzerland. I was able to watch the game here in Bern. Go Bucks.
How about that? Are you in the military?
I wonder
Is
if
that
that's
what we're
it.
doing?
I don't know, but that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
See, that's where I like the internet and technology. That's when it's a good thing that somebody can listen to us in Bern, Switzerland. That's really cool. All right. So some people do this dry January where you just don't drink alcohol in the month of January. Like you go to New Year's Eve, you do your partying, and then you're done for the entire month of January.
Yeah.
And
it's like a reset. A hard reset.
Yeah.
A painful reset.
I'm going to tell you, I feel like that if this is a thing that you try to do, I'm going to do a dry January, you might have a drinking problem.
But what
I'm just
about...
saying you might. You might.
No, but hang on. You could do a dry January of sorts with sugar and junk food. Like to say, listen, it's January 1st. I'm going cold turkey on all the crap I was eating for the last 2 months. So that's kind of I have a problem with sugar. I can admit it. And did I do dry January with sugar? Absolutely not. No.
But this woman asked her family and friends if they would, like to join along for dry January with her.
What do you think about doing dry January with me?
No, we're going out the day that I land. January 4th, we're going out, babe.
No, absolutely not. Get off my phone.
No, why are you considering?
No.
Can we do it, February? That would be much better.
I go to Cabo.
So no.
I'm going to accept Cabo.
Not one yes. Not a single one.
Yes.
It's like it's your thing. You go ahead.
Go ahead and do it. Don't drag us into your nonsense.
Do you wonder, if that's something you have to do? You I got to not drink for a month. I don't. I think you could have a problem.
Maybe, but for the casual drinker, maybe you're thinking it's a nice reset to get into a healthy lifestyle again. And for other people, it's like, no, we've got warm weather vacations planned. We're absolutely drinking. It doesn't mean you have a drinking problem. It just means you've got plans to drink during the week.
No, that's fine. I'm saying if you're doing dry January, I just thought maybe, if that's on top of your mind, I got to stop for a month. I don't know. I'm not saying you do, but I'm saying maybe you could.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you're willing to stop for a month, you don't have a problem. It's the people who are absolutely going, no way, I can't do dry January.
Right, and then they say they're doing it, and they make it 3 days, and that's all they can go. If you only make it 3 days, then you do have a problem. But yeah, man, if I'm going to Cabo or the Caribbean, I'm not doing dry January.
No siree.
Absolutely.
No siree.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time for another edition of Normal or No.
The National Championship Edition. It's nothing to do with the game, though. It's Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. And Doug texted in. He said, normal or no? Crashing a golf cart on live TV while on your way to a post-game press conference. Women drivers, am I right, Rick?
We just watched the video. It is wild.
What?
This female staffer at the game last night was taking Ryan Day, Will Howard, Cody Simon, and a few others in a golf cart to some post-victory interviews.
Yeah, press conference, yeah.
She was making a turn. It was pedal to the metal. She slams the golf cart into the wall on Ryan Day's side, right
drives
there.
right into it.
Front left bumper, and then couldn't get the thing to back up again, so they all had to just get out and walk.
Will Howard's laughing.
He's laughing.
Ryan wasn't. Ryan just put his head down, put his hands in his pockets, and started walking away.
a little bit of a smile, and just walked on.
All right, so today's normal or nopes come from Tess, who does 7 to midnight here on the Blitz, because she does these things. And Kelly, Tess might be a psychopath. So you tell me, normal or nope, adding eggs to chicken noodle soup, Mrs. Grass specifically.
No.
I'm trying to even imagine that. You're adding eggs? Are you just mixing in, cooked eggs, or are you cooking the eggs in with the... I'm with you, no. That's not normal. There's nothing
she's
normal.
Turning it into like egg drop soup or something.
Well, that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's just very weird to me. Another thing she does, she adds regular milk to chocolate milk so it tastes more like a milkshake.
I just made some hot chocolate because I'm so sleep deprived, and I'm like, oh, nothing's going to make me feel betterer than a hot chocolate. And I added milk to my hot chocolate to make it taste real creamy. So I understand the adding of milk to things. Yeah. I like that. I like it.
All right. Now, this one, I can go along with this because I know I've done this more than once. In fact, I probably do this any chance I get. When you come up to a red light, you do it ever so slowly. You're inching. You're never not moving, hoping that you won't come to a complete stop before it changes to green. I do it all the time, especially driving here in the morning.
Yes, I can see doing that. Absolutely. I think that's normal, but also if I'm also using the red light as a chance to check my phone. Or change my music.
All right. Okay. Well, in the morning, though, specifically when I'm coming down Old Dublin Road and I come to the light at Roberts Road. And if it's red, I just start going real slow. I don't drive right up to it and stop. I just start coasting.
Yeah.
Hoping that it'll change before. So I'm with Tess on that one. I'm a normal on that one. Wouldn't this damage your phone? Propping up your phone in the shower caddy so that you can watch TV while you shower.
I have never done that in my life. What type of a phone case do you have on? You don't want to get like the inside of your phone damp. That feels like a really bad idea. But maybe there's some type of special. And also, wait, are the new iPhones waterproof? They might be. So they may be just fine to do that with. But I'm good. I don't need to watch TV while I'm in the shower. I can use that as just like time with my own thoughts. So I don't do that, but I could see doing that. People have those shower radios, and why not a shower TV?
All right. Doug said, by the way, hard-boiled eggs and chicken ramen is good.
Okay.
It's really good together.
All right.
Let's see. What else does Tess do? Normal or nope? Counting stairs. Whenever she takes stairs, she counts the stairs.
Yeah, I can see that. Right. I'd like to know how like obsessive that is. Is that an OCD thing, or is it just like I'm going 2, 4, 6, 8, like going up 2 at a time? I might do something like that. I don't know.
Eating cereal at night is absolutely normal. Yes. You can eat cereal any time of the day, no matter
or before bed, you want to eat a little something, have a little bowl of cereal. I like it.
And finally, on her list here, normal or nope, making up song lyrics about what you're doing or what's going on around you at the moment. She said, as an example, somebody's coming at her with their brights on at night. She starts singing, "We know you have brights, turn off your lights." So I guess
I do that with my dog. Like, you're the cutest boy in the world. Oh, yes, you are. You're the cutest boy in the world, and everybody knows it.
That's great. That is great. All right, and then finally, so that's normal or nope, but I do want to, wait a minute, I'm trying to find the name. Zeke Castile. Zeke, buddy, happy 15th birthday. I'm guessing that's your dad, JR, who texted in, so I just wanted to say happy birthday to Zeke Castile. Bush on the Morning Blitz. It is 8:37 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. Kelly just found this. If you were wondering what happens right after the Buckeyes win the national championship and they go to the locker room, well, they're all in there gathered around their coach, Ryan Day, who's right in the middle of them, and this happens. Oh, why did the sound go off? Oh, try again.
Ryan Day can barely get the words out. That's on, I think, the Buckeyes Facebook page, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you to my friend Kent Scarrett, who posted that on his page, so I stole it. I loved it.
I can listen to this all day long. Are you kidding me? This is so good. Why does the sound keep
I don't know,
stopping?
man.
It's driving me nuts.
It's all right. It's a good one.
I just put it on a loop. That's the best.
I want to watch the golf cart accident and then that right after it.
That's great. All right. So my question is, where are the most inconsiderate people? Because my friend is he loves Costco. Got a Costco membership. Goes to Costco. Been going to Costco for a long time. But he says Costco has the most inconsiderate people on earth. He said they have absolutely no spatial awareness. He said the amount of times my cart has been hit by another cart is astounding.
Okay, I thought you were talking about a city, but we're talking about an actual place.
Yeah, like places you go.
Oh, gosh. I
Yeah.
have one that popped to the top of my head, but
Okay.
keep going. Costco, what else is going on at Costco?
That the people hover. He said I had a guy breathing down my neck at the self-checkout. Just regular customer who decided he didn't need to wait in the line. He was going to wait 8 inches from where I was standing at the register.
No.
And he said they bring their extended family. He said, did all 8 of you really need to come? Because your family tree's blocking the aisle.
Yeah, it is a destination. I had never been to Costco before last year. This past year was the first time I had ever set foot into a Costco. And I wanted to spend my sister and I had the things we needed to get done. So we were sort of on a time frame.
Yeah.
I could have stayed there another hour just browsing. And the thing is those Costco carts are so enormous.
Oh, really?
That you can't help but block things.
Really?
That is the nature of a Costco cart. It is meant to block.
Why is they so big?
Because
they have so much stuff.
Yeah. I mean, where are you going to put your 96-inch television, huh?
Right.
I ask you. In a giant Costco cart is where.
Really? They sell big TVs?
They sell
I didn't know
everything
that.
there. They
I
have
didn't
their
know that.
own line of clothing, but they sell
knew that.
other clothing there. They sell, they sell everything.
I know that. I'll tell you what, that Kirkland beef jerky is outstanding.
Is it?
Yes, it really is.
Now, I will say, only because I don't have a lot of experience at Costco, that the people I have run into in the parking lot or just in the parking lot mainly of a Trader Joe's is the worst experience I have ever had with humanity.
Really?
Trader Joe's parking, first of all, if you know of a congested corner of the universe where there's just not that much parking, trust me, they want to put a Trader Joe's there because it's just a bad situation all the way around. The parking's terrible, and I'm talking about the one specifically at Easton. I've been there twice, and I've had a bad experience both times in the parking lot. Yes, the people are mean. You're mean, you Trader Joe's people. You're not very nice. Quit being so snotty.
I don't know if the inconsiderate is a temporary side effect of being there, but I don't run into anybody who's happy and nice at the DMV. Ever. Nobody's smiling. Nobody's glad to be there. Nobody's chit-chatting. They just want to get in and out, and everybody seems miserable. And I get it. I get it. It's not a fun place to be at all.
I will say that I've been miserable if I've been at a crowded DMV, but I live in Johnstown now. That DMV is chef's kiss.
Oh.
There's hardly ever a wait. And now that you can check in online and not even show up inside there until it's your appointment time, it is a really good experience. And I haven't met face-to-face an angry DMV person in a long time, if ever, but in a long time. I've only had a great experience at the Johnstown BMV.
Oh, good for you.
I shouldn't have told you because now you're all going to crowd there and screw up my experience, but I'm telling you, it is a great BMV if you need one.
Oh, man, Tony texted in and said 100% on Costco. I've been a member for 25 years, and I love Costco, but a lot of the people that shop there have zero care about anyone else. It's like they think they're the only people in the place, no regard for space or courtesy. I could literally cite examples for hours.
Yeah, see, I think that is I think you grow into not caring because to me, I cared a lot. I was so nervous in there because I was always blocking with my gigantic Costco cart. I'm trying to find some way to angle myself so as to not block somebody else's shopping experience. It's impossible to do. I think at some point, if you're a Costco shopper, you just have to block that out. And say, I'm going in, I'm going to be shopping, I'm going to be blocking people, and people are going to be blocking me. And I have to put up with it because that is the Costco experience.
Sean said it almost makes the $1 hot dogs not worth it. Almost. $1 hot dogs, are they really good hot dogs?
Yes. Yeah, they're famous for their $1 hot dogs.
All right, let us know. Where are the most inconsiderate people? Rage Against the Machine on the Morning Blitz, 8:51. Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. And Doug said that clip of Ryan Day yelling, "We just won the national championship." He said it reminded him of Howard Dean when Howard Dean was campaigning. And I'm like, wait a minute. Let me hear it.
We just won it!
Oh, an oldie but a goodie.
Hilarious. Great one, Doug. That was great. All right, so a friend of mine says that Costco has the most inconsiderate people. That's where you will find the absolute most inconsiderate people. And so we asked you, where do you think the most inconsiderate people are? And I got to thinking, man. Okay, so these are just texts. These are opinions of people that are just writing in. Brandon believes, in his opinion, that the owner and staff at Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl is where you will find them.
Okay, I just had to look at Google reviews for that place. They get a lot of 5 stars, man. I wonder if your experience was just sort of an anomaly. Just in fairness to the business. I don't know what happened, though. Explain more. Tell us the story. I need the scoop, man. Right. Anthony says, I'd say the people on 270, everyone driving in the morning, are giant D-bags.
No, we got, somebody said that Stringtown Road drivers in Grove City. I know. I tell you what, I went to high school in Grove City, and Stringtown Road wasn't too bad, but now you go down there, there's so much. It's insane how much traffic there is on that road every day, any time of day.
Jeremy Watson says, I agree with Costco. Last time I was there, some guy was hovering over me like a hobo on a hot ham sandwich. I said, easy, partner. And he backed off, but it was nerve-wracking. People have no common sense.
Dave says the airport. Everybody yelling into their speakerphone. Everybody rushing to get on the plane. They'll bump into you. They don't care. They'll run past you. And
all right.
Yeah.
Everybody is agreeing with me about my assessment of a particular DMV that I will not name again because other people are getting mad that I'm spoiling the secret about where a great DMV is.
And Glenn's like, Kelly, that was a secret. Now everyone knows.
Yeah.
This guy he lives in Zanesville and drives to the Johnstown DMV.
Hey,
he's been doing
supposed to mention it again.
Been doing it for 10 years. 10 years.
Golly, dude. Let's see. Nate McCardle says Dublin, Ohio has the rudest people. Not even a specific incident, just Dublin.
All right. Rich said, so if I don't encounter inconsiderate people, does that make me the inconsiderate one?
Oh, yes, that's right.
I don't know. That's funny.
That's what they say. If you're there's always one weirdo in the crowd. So if you don't see any weirdos, it's probably you.
We're getting a lot of different cities and drivers. Like Goose said, Chicago drivers are the worst. John Mullen said Washington, D.C. We got another one that says any freeway in Ohio.
Bobby says, did you read the workers at Walmart?
I was about to. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the workers at Walmart are the effing worst, never in a good mood or helpful. Which Walmart, Bobby?
I'm thinking he's thinking all of them. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we got another one that came in from Casey's that says Walmart, and it's not even close.
Oh, guess what? I get pissed at every single Kroger parking lot I've ever been in because of the people. Not the Kroger, but just the parking lots. So
parking lots are tough. It really is. We're all coming and going. We all have places to be. Sometimes we're not looking out the rear view. I don't know, man.
Jess said waiting in any long line to use the bathroom, especially for us women. No one's happy when you got to go, and it's taking until Christmas to get through that line.
Yeah. Damien wants to put in a vote for Sawmill Road in Dublin, hands down. That is a tough drive, Damien. Every time I'm on Sawmill Road, I regret it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, Rick, we as Cowboys fans know the worst of the worst reside in Philadelphia.
Oh, those Eagles fans. Yeah, just ask that one Packers fan.
Yeah, he called that girl an ugly C word.
Dude lost his job because he was on
canceled.
film for that. So, Eagles fans, man. I've always said it. They're the worst. And they try to be. I don't think they hide that. Like I said, they just don't want opposing fans in their stadium. Can I do this some more? Oh, that is the best.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
The Ohio State Buckeyes are national champions. Ohio State beat Notre Dame 34-23 in the College Football Playoff National Championship to win the Natty. Will Howard passed for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns to help the Buckeyes record their first national title since the 2014 season. Now, Ohio State University police are looking into a post-Natty celebration on the field at the Horseshoe last night. Authorities say a few hundred fans broke into Ohio Stadium and ran onto the field after the Buckeyes beat Notre Dame. They celebrated the heck out of that win, and then police sort of ushered them out. There's video of you seeing them coming out the gates, like all of them, in a real orderly fashion.
Yeah.
Nobody's causing a scene. Nobody got hurt. They didn't destroy anything. They were just having a good time. So
there's audio from them coming out.
Yeah. So let them live, right? Let them live.
As long as they didn't hurt anything,
right?
It's all good.
Well, of course, returning to the White House after a 4-year absence, we were promised a flurry of executive orders on day one, and indeed, Trump signed a bunch of executive orders. Let me just give you a few of the highlights in no particular order. Trump declared an emergency at the southern border. He signed a document mandating federal workers go back to the office.
That was the one that nobody cheered.
Nobody cheered that one.
For that one. They cheered
Trump,
for everything but that one.
Buddy, you're letting us down here.
I didn't vote for that.
Trump issued pardons for nearly 1,600 of his supporters whom he called hostages who were arrested at the riot at the U.S. Capitol in 2021, signed a directive postponing the implementation of a law banning TikTok, and that'll be in effect for 75 days. He issued an executive order declaring that the U.S. will only recognize 2 sexes, male and female. He directed the Secretary of the Interior to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America and to change the name of Alaska's Mount Denali back to Mount McKinley. He also revoked a Biden mandate that federal workers must be vaccinated with the COVID vaccine. Trump has promised to reinstate the 8,000 military service members who were discharged because they would not get the COVID vaccine. He says they will get full back pay. So that was an interesting order that he signed yesterday.
So have they had to all keep doing boosters and everything ever since?
I really don't know.
Oh.
I have no idea about
That's
that.
still going on.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't hear of anybody getting boosters or anything anymore.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. My in-laws do because they're, because of their age.
I am not even asked at the doctor anymore if I've gotten a COVID booster. I was asked that the first couple years if I got a COVID booster, and I just had a physical. Remember when I was complaining about fasting?
Yeah.
When was that? Last week? I was not asked about it.
Sounds like it's really over. Because, I remember we were hearing we might have to get these shots for forever.
I think they'll be offered forever.
They're out there.
Yeah, like
Right.
a flu shot. You're not mandated to get it, but it's offered. So I think you're offered a COVID shot, I'm sure, every season. But anyway, yesterday, January 20th, marked 5 years to the day since the first case of COVID was confirmed in the U.S. in Washington state. And researchers say the virus could be causing increased cases of chronic fatigue syndrome. Of course, we don't know everything there is to know yet about COVID and what it has caused in people with long COVID, et cetera, and so forth. We're still doing a lot of research, I think, on that and the vaccine, by the way. A new study finds that 6 months or more after a COVID infection, people were 7.5 times more likely to show signs for chronic fatigue syndrome. Up to 58% of people who have suffered from long COVID do meet the criteria for chronic fatigue syndrome. And researchers think that the two illnesses could be triggered by the same factors. So we still continue to learn about COVID. And if nothing else, it was. We do know it was an absolute blight upon the world, and continues to be for many people.
Yeah, I remember they said we'd be learning about stuff about it for 20 to 30 years. Yeah.
Yep, I'm sure we will. All right, those are your 3 things.
All right. It's just such a great day.
What a day.
This would have been a miserable morning if we had lost last night. You know that?
Wouldn't it have been? We would have been sleep deprived and angry.
I don't want to go to work. No, I got to go be happy. And it was just wonderful. So wonderful.